Hello everyone, once again welcome to PM Networking. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, today in this video I am going to perform one lab on EIGRP, right? So this is my topology. I have designed this topology in GNS3, right? Let me show you very quickly. So this is my topology. Here I am going to perform some task. So my task is, let me show you my task. So task 1 is make the topology as shown above, right? So you have to draw this topology in GNS3, right? You will design this topology in GNS3. After that, you need to configure IP address. So to configure IP address, you will use this scheme, right? 192.168.yy.x/24 scheme, right? Here YY is your router number, right? Suppose between router 1 and router 2, I will run network 192.168.y12. After that, router number 1 on this interface, this IP address on this interface, and I will configure 192.168.12.2 on this interface, right? So you will use this scheme to configure IP in entire topology. Suppose I am what IP ID, what will be the network ID over here, right? Between router 9 and router 10. So guys, network will be 192.168. After that, YY means 109, right? Router number 10 and router number 9. After that, over here on this interface, you will configure 109.9. On this interface, you will configure 109.10, right? So suppose between router 5 and router 6, network will be 192.168. Router 5 and router 6, that means 56.0. So on this interface, you will configure 56.5. On this interface, you will configure 56.6. Okay, so task number 1 is to design topology and configure IP address. So if you have any problem, you can use this scheme, right? I have mentioned the network ID between router as well. Here you can take help from here, right? You can take help as well. Okay, so after configuring IP address, right, let me show you very quickly. I had already configured IP on each router, right? So let me show you the IP address on R1. So as you can see over here on R1, on serial 2/0, I had configured 192.168.12.1, right? On serial 2/1, I had configured 192.168.13.1, right? In the same way on any router, let me show you on R2. So go to R2. So IP interface brief exclude unassign, right? You can see on serial 2/0 I am running 12.2. On serial 2/1 I am running 24.2. In the same way on router number 10, let me show you the IP address on router number 10. So IP interface brief exclude unassign, right? You can see the IP address on 0/0 I am running 192.168.109.10, right? And on serial 2/1 I am running 192.168.120.10. So here between router 10 and router 12, I am running network 192.168.120.0, right? So here I am running 120.10 and here I am running 120.11. Okay, so in the same way I had configured IP on every router, okay, on every router. Now let me show you task number 2. So task number 2 is, here is task. Task number 2 is configure a loopback interface on each router, right? So you have to configure loopback on each and every router. The interface should be have an address using the following scheme: y.y.y.y/24, where y is your router number. So suppose for example on router 4, loopback address should be 4.4.4.4/24. So in the same way on R1 I will configure loopback 1.1.1.1. Let me show you. On each router I had configured loopback IP as well, right? I have configured loopback IP as well. So this is my R1. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. You can see here I am running one loopback. In the same way on each router, on every router, right? Let me show you on router 5. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. You can see, right? Here I am running one loopback 5.5.5.5. Okay. So on router number 12, in the same way I am running one loopback, that is 12. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. I'm running one loopback 12.12.12.12, right? Now task number 2 is completed, right? Now guys, task number 3, configure EIGRP on all router using autonomous system number as diagrammed, right? So you can see over here in on R1, R2, R3 and on R4, but on R4 I am including two interface, serial 2/0 and serial 2/1 in AS number 100, right? So here we will configure AS number 100 in this area, in this domain, right? In this domain, yellow domain, we will configure AS2, and in this domain we will configure AS3. So very quickly let me configure EIGRP, right? So let me check the task number 3 first. So task number 3 is okay. Diagram: advertise all network into EIGRP including your loopback interface. Including loopback interface, you need to advertise all network in EIGRP. Ensure that any interface not participating in EIGRP domain will not accept or send EIGRP update, right? That means on loopback, right? Suppose here on R1 I am running one loopback 1.1.1.1. So R1 should not share EIGRP update on loopback interface, right? And EIGRP router R1 will not receive any, definitely router 1 will not receive any update on loopback 1, right? So we will make loopback interface as passive interface as well. Okay. So guys, first of all let me configure EIGRP on R1. So go to R1, configure terminal, router EIGRP 100, sorry, not 101, no, router EIGRP 1, okay, and network 0.0.0. Let me advertise all active interface in EIGRP. After that, exit interface, so router EIGRP 1 and passive interface loopback 1. Okay, passive interface loopback 1. In the same way, let me configure EIGRP on R2. So go to R2, configure terminal, router EIGRP 1, network 0.0.0, right, and passive interface loopback 1, right? Let me copy this command, do show history, right? Let me copy this command and let me run the same command on R3. So here, okay, Control plus C, and let me go to R3 and go to configure terminal. Let me paste the command. Paste. Okay, so it's not working. Copy and paste. Now it's fine. Now go to R4, configure terminal, router EIGRP 1, network 0.0. No, I can't advertise all active interface in AS number 1. So now on R4 we have to run network command very carefully, right? So network is 192.168.168.24.0, right? Wildcard mask is 0.0.255. Now network, next network is between R3 and R4, 34 network, right? So here we will run 34. Okay, and network loopback. So loopback is 4.4.4.4. Wildcard mask is 0.0.0. Enter passive interface loopback 1. Now guys, you can see so IP EIGRP root, so IP root EIGRP, so IP root EIGRP, right? So here is one network, here is two network, here is three network. Fine. Now on R4, right, we need to advertise this interface in AS number 2. So let me configure AS2 as well on this router. So go to configure terminal, after that router EIGRP 2, and network is 192.168. Between R4 and R5 I am running 45.0. Wildcard mask will be 0.0.255. Okay, exit. Now go to R5. Let me show you R5 router. So here is R5. Let me read. Okay. So now I think topology is visible to you. Configure terminal, router EIGRP 2 and network 0.0.0.0. Do so no or passive interface, right? So passive interface loopback 1. Now do so history, and let me copy this command, router EIGRP 2, this one, right? Let me copy it, copy, let me paste on router 6. So configure terminal, and here we need to paste this command. Okay, now go to R7 and let me paste the same command. Okay, paste it. Now go to R8 and let me paste the same command. Okay, now go to router number 9. Let me configure EIGRP on this router. So on this router I will advertise serial 2/0 in AS number 2, and I will advertise serial 2/1 and serial 2/2 in AS number 3. So first of all, router EIGRP 2. Okay guys, wait. So here I am running AS2 now. How can we verify? So IP protocol. So here I am. Okay, let me maximize it. Okay, EIGRP 2. Fine. Now go to router number 9. EIGRP router EIGRP AS number 2 and network. So network will be 192.168. Between router 9 and router 8 and router 9. We will run 89.0, wildcard will be 0.0.255. Exit router EIGRP 3, right? I am running two process of EIGRP on this router, on R4 and on router 9, on R9. So network is, one is 192.168.109.0, wildcard will be 0.0.255, and other network is 192.168.119.0. Fine. Okay. After that, sorry, router EIGRP 3, and we need to advertise loopback as well. So network 9.9.9.9, wildcard will be 0.0.0. Okay, let me enter, and passive interface loopback 1. Now go to R10, configure terminal, router EIGRP 3, and network is 0.0.0, and passive interface loopback 1. Let me copy this command, do show history. Let me copy this command, let me paste this command on all other router, on router number 11. So go to router number 11, to that configure terminal, and let me paste it. Okay, go to router number 12, configure terminal, let me paste this one. So fine. Now guys, let me show you the routing table of router 12, right? So IP root EIGRP. So just wait. This router is not receiving 9.9.9, 10.10.10, 10.10.10, yes, 11.11.11, yes. So this router is not receiving 9.9.9. So let me check where I advertise the loopback address 9.9.9. So go to router number 9. So IP protocol. So in AS number 2, I had advertised this prefix only, right? And in R3 I had advertised this network. So why not I am getting this prefix in 12 routing table. So where is 12? So this one. So IP root. Okay. Close it. Router 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me remove it as well. Okay. So now let me troubleshoot it. So IP protocol. So AS number 3 is here, right? So in 3 I had advertised 9.9.9. Yes. So go to router number 10. So IP root EIGRP. This router is receiving 9.9.9. Yes. Router number 11 is receiving 9.9.9. So IP root EIGRP. So router number 11 also is also not receiving 9.9.9. Okay, so go to router number 10. So IP protocol. So here I am running network 0.0.0. Okay, so here also I am running AS2. So let me remove no router EIGRP 2. Let me copy this command and let me paste on, I think R11 as well. So IP protocol. So here also I am running only one process of EIGRP, right? So no need to paste. So IP root EIGRP. So IP root EIGRP. Here I am not getting 9.9.9. Go to R2. Okay. So IP protocol. So actually I had advertised 9.9.9.9 in AS2, in AS3, right? So R10 should receive. So IP root EIGRP 9.9.9, but this router is not receiving 10.10.10 and 12.12.12. So IP protocol, let me troubleshoot it. Protocol. So here I am using AS3. So IP protocol. Here I am running EIGRP 2. So let me remove it first. Okay, no router EIGRP S number 2 and router EIGRP 3 and network is 0.0.0. Now let me check the routing table of R11. So IP root EIGRP, here is 9.9.9, here is 10.10.10. So go to router number 12. So IP root EIGRP. So guys, this is troubleshooting route. I am not getting any prefix of EIGRP. So IP protocol. Actually, I think here I am running AS number 2. So let me remove it. Okay, no router EIGRP 2 and router EIGRP 3, network 0.0.0. Okay, now let me show you the routing table of this router. So IP root EIGRP. Now I am receiving 9.9.9, right? I am receiving 10.10.10 and I am receiving 11.11.11. Now fine, right? So on R1 I am receiving all the prefixes of AS1. So IP root EIGRP, right? You can see I am receiving all prefixes of AS number 1, right? I am not receiving any prefix from AS number 2 and I am not receiving any prefix from AS number 3. So let me check task, next task, right? So task number 4 is perform root distribution on R4 and R9, right? To make communication possible between different autonomous system number. So we need to perform redistribution on R4 and R9. So first of all, let me configure redistribution on R4. Go to R4. After that, router EIGRP 1, and now I am redistributing AS2 in AS1, right? So redistribute EIGRP 2, right? In the same way, I have to redistribute AS1 in AS2 as well. So router EIGRP 2 and redistribute EIGRP 1, right? Now guys, let me show you the routing table of R1. So IP root EIGRP. Now this router is receiving prefixes of AS number 1 and AS number 2 as well, right? So these are the prefixes this router is receiving from external AS. So you can see over here EX. EX means external. You can see over here EX means EIGRP external. Okay. So now I am receiving how many prefixes from AS number? 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am receiving 10 prefixes, right? And you can see here is 10 prefix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, loopback 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So I am receiving all prefixes of AS number 2 in AS number 1, right? After performing redistribution. In the same way, now this router is not receiving any prefix from this AS, right? So now we need to perform redistribution on R9. So let me perform redistribution on R9. So go to R9. Guys, you don't need to do anything, just watch this video, you will learn each and everything. So router EIGRP AS number 2 redistribute EIGRP 3, right? After that router EIGRP 3 redistribute EIGRP 2. Now let me show you the routing table of R1. Now this router is receiving prefix of 10.10.10, 12.12.12. So yes, right? Now this router is receiving the prefix from AS number 2 as well and from AS number 3 as well, right? So guys, this is the routing table of R1 now, right? So there is all prefix. In the same way, in the routing table of router 2L, there will be information of all prefixes, right? So guys, go to router number 2L. So this is so IP root EIGRP. Now this router also receiving 1.1.1, 2.2.2, and this router is performing equal cost load balancing as well, right? Okay. Now my next task is okay, autonomous system number, ensure that all network are reachable, right? So yes, all network are reachable. Now I am able to ping 1.1.1 from router 2L. Yes, ping 1.1.1.1. wait, yes, I am able to ping. Yes, ping rate is 100%, success rate is 100%, right? So I am able to ping, so my reachability is there. Fine. Now task number 5 is view all routing table, right? Now we need to run IP root EIGRP on all router. Note that difference between internal and external EIGRP routes. Okay, so go to R1. This is my R1, right? Now so IP root. Okay, so guys, this is internal prefix. This is internal prefix. For internal prefix, AD value is 90, and this is external prefix. For external prefix, AD value is 170, right? So you can see these differences between internal and external prefixes, right? So for this network 6.6.6, 7.7.7, right? This router is performing load balancing for all external prefixes because R1 is performing load balancing for all external prefixes, because R1 is getting same prefix from two sides, from here and from here, with same metric, right, with same AD value. So that's why R1 is performing load balancing for all the prefixes which is coming from outside, right, which is coming from outside. So you can see for each network, right, R1 is performing load balancing. Just suppose for 12.12.12, this router is performing load balancing. For 192.168.45.0, this router is performing load balancing. For every external prefixes, right, this router is performing load balancing. So you can see topology table as well. So IP EIGRP topology, right? So for all external prefixes, metric and AD is same. So that's why this router is performing load balancing for external prefixes, right? Now next task is task number 5 is completed. Task number 6, configure authentication between neighbor, right? So now we need to configure authentication between R4 and R5, between R4 to R5 and R9 8 to R9. Okay, so where is my topology? Here is my topology. So now we need to configure authentication over here and here, right? Now we need to configure authentication. So to configure authentication, go to R4. So this is my R4, right? I am in global configure mode. So how to configure authentication, right? And there is one more thing in task. You can see the string should be Cisco, right? A string, I will configure a string Cisco. Okay, so guys, to configure authentication, you need to run some command, right? So command is, first of all, first thing we need to do is we need to create one chain. So key chain command is key chain to create chain. After that you need to give one name of this chain, right? So let me give any name, CCNA or PM networking or PM net. Okay, I am giving name PM _ net. Okay, now key number, if you will type question mark, right? So you can put any number from this range, right? Suppose I am using key number 1. So right now I am in key mode, right? And here we need to give one password. So key string and password in task, right? In task number 6, you can see the string should be Cisco. Now we need to configure password as Cisco. Okay, after that exit and interface serial 2/2, right? Let me apply this password. So IP authentication mode EIGRP. I am running EIGRP S number 2 over here. So 2, after that MD5. Now IP authentication keychain is, name of keychain is PM _ net, right? And EIGRP keychain EIGRP keychain, after that EIGRP 2 question mark. So name of keychain is PM _ net. Now fine, you can see now neighborship is break, right? So when I will configure same authentication on R5, then again neighborship will up. So here is keychain name of keychain was PM NAT. After that key number is 1, right? After that key string is Cisco. Let me maximize it. So later was capital or a small, Cisco capital, right? So Cisco. Now exit, and on which interface? R5 is connected with R4 interface, serial 2/0. So IP authentication mode EIGRP 2, EIGRP S number 2, MD5. Now IP authentication keychain EIGRP 2 and PM underscore NAT. Just wait, neighbor symbol up, you can see now adjacency C is form again now. So in the same way you need to configure authentication on this router on R5, okay, so on R9, right, and on R10, right? So you can configure as well, right? I am not going to configure again. So IP root EIGRP. So here you can see I am receiving all prefixes, yes. So is there any effect from authentication? No. Answer of this question is no. Now next task is task number 7. So task number 7 is on router 12 create 4 loopback interface with the following addresses: 10.10.1.1, 10.10.2.1, okay, 3.1 and 4.1. Now we need to configure 4 loopback on router number 12. So go to router number 12. Now configure 4 loopback interface. Loopback 1 IP address is 10.10.1.1, 255.255.255. No, on loopback not 1, on loopback 2. Actually on loopback 1 I am already running 12.12.12, right? So interface loopback 2 IP address is 10.10.1.1, 255.255.255.0, right? Now loopback 3 IP address is 10.10.2.1 exit. Interface loopback 4 IP address is 3.1, right? And we need to create one more loopback number 5, and IP address will be 4.1. So 4.1, right? Let me show you the IP address. So IP interface brief exclude unassign. You can see here is my loopback, this one, right? Now next task is perform manual summarization for this loopback on router 12. Okay, so last task is to perform manual summarization. So guys, summary network for this network are, so network is 10.10.10.1.0/21, 10.10.2.0/21, 10.10.3.0/21, and 10.10.4.0/21. So summary network will be 10.10.0/21, right? Because in where it change in third octet, right? So if you will convert this value in binary, right, you will find 21 common bit, right? So manual, when you will perform manual summarization, right, so summary network will be this one, right? Now how to configure manual summarization on R12? So to that, go to router number 12, to that configure terminal. Now we have interface. I have created interface, so IP interface brief exclude unassign, yes. Now configure terminal. Interface serial, on which interface? Serial 2/0 and serial 2/1. So serial 2/0, right? After that IP summary address. So summary address, IP summary address EIGRP, and address is 10.10.0.0. After that, subnet mask or not accepting this command. IP summary address EIGRP autonomous system 3, right? 10.10.0.0, and if you will put question mark, so subnet mask will be 255.255. I'm using /21, so subnet mask will be 248.0. Exit, right? Now guys, go to R1. Let me show you the routing table of R1 now. So IP root EIGRP. So here is one summary prefix, yes. So 10.10.0.0/21, right? And this router is performing load balancing. So in the same way, you need to advertise the summary address on this interface as well. So go to router number 12 again, and this time configure terminal. Interface serial 2/1, IP summary address EIGRP autonomous system number 3, 10.10.0.0. Subnet mask will be 248.0. So 248.0, yes, fine, right? Now guys, let me show you the routing table of any router number 11. So IP root EIGRP. Now you can see here is one summary network, right? 10.10.0.0/21, right? Now if you will check the routing table of R1, so R1 is also receiving this summary address. So every router is receiving this summary address, right? Suppose on R1, so IP root EIGRP, you can see there is one summary network, right? There is one summary network. Now we don't need to do anything, right? Your task is complete. We have only 8 tasks in this lab, right? So hope this video is helpful for you. If yes, then please hit on like button. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe this channel. We will meet in next video. Till then, stay safe guys. Okay, so that's all for today. Hope this video is helpful for you, right? Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye everyone.